Gentrification has caused housing values and rent to substantially increase in the Richmond area, and lower-income residents are having trouble maintaining their homes and lifestyle. Rent and housing income are two leading indicators of gentrification. Prices increasing shows the second phase of gentrification, after government intervention, property investment, and new residents moving in. Richmond has had a serious gap in availability of affordable housing for moderate and low-income residents, and gentrification is only making it worse. As Richmond rejuvenates and more high-income households move in, housing values rise. While rising home values could potentially benefit low-income residents who decide to sell, many low-income households rent rather than own their homes and may see higher taxes with increased home values. This is the same for rental costs, as landlords encounter new residents who are willing to pay a higher market rate for housing than current residents. Rental prices may increase rapidly. City data reported a wide variety of facts on the city of Richmond and estimated the median house value in 2013 was $189,200, but in 2000 it was estimated at $87,400. In the past 5 years, housing costs have increased by as much as 68% in parts of the region. Gentrification has also affected the availability and affordability of subsidized housing programs. Various policies in place to maintain adequate and affordable low-income housing in response to the new development come with lots of limitations. According to Madeline J. Barron, a graduate from Georgetown University in public policy, in a gentrifying neighborhood with rising land values and housing costs, residents in subsidized housing may be vulnerable to rising rents or declining availability due to eviction, demolition, or apartment conversion. Barron merged data from the Department of Housing and Urban Development and Census Bureau's American Community Survey for a study to compare the availability for subsidized housing to the level of gentrification in that neighborhood, and found that the association between high gentrification and a total number of subsidized units is meaningful. The results concluded that gentrified areas would have less availability in public housing units, and these public housing projects would experience the rising costs of gentrification. Lower-income residents may or may not appreciate the new amenities, businesses, and redevelopment in their communities, but the effect this process has on the availability and affordability of housing for them is often negative. The third phase of gentrification captures this displacement. For people already living in these gentrifying communities, the possibility of being priced out of their homes becomes a real concern. Rapidly rising rents push even modest accommodations out of reach for low-income renters, while rising home values increase property taxes that become burdensome to low-income homeowners. 2009, the Institute for Children in Poverty examined the gentrification in 5 neighborhoods in New York and reported that though several studies suggest that low-income residents are not experiencing massive displacement because of gentrification, but actually benefit from the influx of the capital to the area. They neglect those individuals and families who are already precariously housed, who face eviction or reside doubled up with friends or relatives and live on the brink of homelessness.